It's Hot 937, hot937.com. Buck, Regg, man, Friday night, man, this reggae ride to work. Friday morning, this reggae ride to work. We got Shaggy, TeeJay in the building.
Yes.
What's going on, fellas?
Big show right here. Big show.
We in the place, man.
Yeah, we outside.
How you guys feel? How you feel?
We're in the bear state.
Shaggy. So you see the bears in my yard?
Buck, chill. All right.
I have this cookout every year. You got to come.
Yeah, I'm good. Sorry, Buck. You can just send me a plate.
So the Bears threw you off. No Bears.
Yeah, no
And he's
bears.
documenting him and talking to him. He sound like, what's that guy that was from Australia that died? What was his name?
I know who you're talking about.
The crocodile guy.
The crocodile hunter, yeah.
Hunter, yeah, that's what
the
he
kid
sound.
with the UPS
Oh,
outfit.
yo, look at him. Oh, yeah, like Buck. What are you talking about? Oh, you got a big fella out here now.
You got to come. You've got to come, man. It's a good time.
Yeah, nah. Well, I tell you what, the food looked lit. You know what I mean? And it looked like everybody have a good time over there. But
They do.
Yeah,
How's it feel being on this road with this promotional run, man? How's it going?
you know, it's been a while that I've really done promote because since COVID, a lot of artists don't do promo runs, which I think is very important to still go out here and physically do them because what it does is really solidifies a relationship with you and your DJs and radio and your tasters, and a lot of people that I've in radio that I've known over years are just people who have been my friends. Like I've spoken to you just in general on just regular,
because,
regular thing that has nothing to do with music. You know, it's just knowing people. So it's good to like come through. So when they say I had an opportunity to promote this record with TeeJay, it gave me an opportunity to come through and just be like seeing all the usual suspects, but just in purpose.
What you guys are doing makes me feel good because there's been a time where I feel like radio isn't as important as it used to be because of all other platforms, the streaming and the satellite. But now we've broken a lot of records together. I've broken a lot of records. I've done things that these platforms can't do. And when you come back and TeeJay come back in person to the station without the Zoom, it means a lot to me.
Yeah.
It's just a relationship like TeeJay. It's all about building. I was seeing
it's my first time doing a promo run though in America. Yeah,
It's
first time officially doing a promo run.
How you like it though?
Yeah, it's great.
How is he? Is he hard?
No. I'm just here to learn stuff and also like let people know who is TeeJay. You know.
It's very important what you're doing right now. You don't know it, but they used to do this years ago. They was getting like vans and trucks and go from city to city, state to state, station to station. That's disappeared. That doesn't happen anymore.
Because they do it on their phones now. But we used to physically have to
media,
be. But he's great in the sense that, and what I like about him, he's willing to learn and willing to listen. You know what I mean? And so if there's something he says, I'd be like, yo, maybe we do this next time, that next time. He soaks it all up, man.
Yeah, man.
And I want him to win. Really, really bad and just have great success in a long, long career and just have longevity, you know what I mean? Because, and there's levels of this, he's in a time that you could go to that next level. For us doing it, people might look at the level that I'm at and say, wow, Shaggy got to the highest level, but there's a higher level than that to get, you know what I'm saying? And we couldn't have achieved that back in the days because the music, when I started, music was not known. You struggle even in a solid market like this, where there's a lot of Caribbean people. You struggle to get dancehall music on radio right now.
I had to really break the rules.
Yeah, to do that.
Yeah,
but you're just one of the champions who have done it, and there are a few, but right across the board, there's not a lot of that. You know what I mean? So for us, what we did was with my career by selling 40 million records out on a genre that was not popular or done. Is really some superhero type thing, you know what I mean? But now it's a little easier because the genre is now known and recognized, you know what I mean? So he has an opportunity to really take it to the next level if he puts the work in.
TeeJay, now you've been in the game for how long?
About 5 years.
About 5 years.
Yeah.
When you were in the game for 5 years, Shaggy, were you at the point he is now? Within 5 years?
No, I would think he's a bit further.
He's a bit further because of the way things are now.
Because everything is on all the information is on his phone. Everything comes to him on his phone. When I was where he was, I was wide-eyed. I didn't know anything. I was just listening to somebody and just I dreamed that I knew it was autopilot for me. people just say, do this, and I did it. I didn't even know why. I remember it was a show called Top of the Pops in England. I don't know if you've ever heard of that.
No.
It was a massive, massive show that really affects charts. So the minute you do it, you're automatically number one like the next day if you did a really good performance. And we ended up doing it. It was the first time dancehall or reggae was ever been on top of the Pops, and I did it. But I did so well, I ended up doing it 3 times, or Carolina was number 1. And I'm I'm cussing, I'm arguing. Like, why am I doing this stupid ass TV show 3 times? You know what I mean? And I took the train to go there because I wasn't really famous at that time. It wasn't really massive. But I was arguing. No one told me the significance of that show.
The effect it would have.
The effect it would have. I didn't know. I was just a young kid. You know what I mean? But with TeeJay now, he would be able to go on his phone and really kind of figure out the meaning of a lot of these platforms that he's being on. You know what I mean? Because the information is right there. So yeah, it's easier now for them.
Now, like you said, people like to do the Zoom now and all of that stuff, and you're out here face to face on the road, and which is dope because now maybe more artists will say, you know what, if Shaggy's on the road going to people, then we'll go to the radio and we'll see the people.
Yeah.
Now, the question is, what makes you get on the road and do what you're doing? Because you really don't have to at the level that you're at.
Well, I don't have to at the level of that. And to be honest with you, at the level where I'm at in the stage of my life that I've had, I really don't have to do a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? I've been very, very successful. I live a great, great life. I am financially stable. I don't have to do a lot. But what am I going to do? Plant flowers? This is kind of like what I do. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is what I do. You know, I'm going to do it till the wheels fall off.
But you didn't have to come here and see me and Buck. You could have said, I'll do the Zoom.
And the Zoom is convenient. You cannot take that away. It is convenient. But I'm also in dancehall and reggae, which we don't have the same amount of platforms and privileges that the other genres have. So I have to come out here and put that extra work. I said years ago that as a dancehall artist, I realized that I have to work 10 times harder with 10 times less sleep and 10 times less the budget just to even get a level playing field. I'm already programmed like that to go 10 times harder.
Even with the success that you've had.
And make records 10 times better. I got to analyze a record all the way through. Remember when they used to do research?
Yeah.
And used to call, you know what I mean? I used to write my records and I said, hey, I'm not going to let the record bill because when they research it, they just play the front part of the record and maybe the hook.
That's it.
And that's it. You know what I mean? So that whole thing where you make the record go and then it bill, no, I jump out the box. Boom. Honey came in and she caught me red-handed right with the girl right there. Oh, wow, we love that. Straight out the box. You know what I mean? I don't let it bill. You know what I mean? So for me, those were strategic things that I did. And I talk about subject matters that connected people. You know what I mean? That was part of the strategy. You know, I mean, you're talking about those things that's relatable to people. Yeah. You know what I mean? To general people. And those are the records that can get played because I didn't have the privilege. I didn't have 5. All these artists you see coming out now, whether it be say Ariana Grande or any of these big artists that you see coming out, there's a $5 million rollout on each one of them to go big. Dancehall ain't getting that, bro. You know
that budget ain't there.
VP barely paid for lunch today.
Shout to Michelle and sisters. Right? The curry goat was good.
Yeah, I'm saying. So,
shouts to Michelle for sure.
And we don't have the market share for that. You know, dancehall is less than 5% of the global market share. So you're not going to find any major record companies spending. When we did Hot Shot and we sold, 10 million and Diamond on, that was unheard of. And that prompted like Craig Kalman and a couple other labels to actually spend money in dancehall. But prior to that, they would have never done that. I've always been that guy who had to break the mold. Just like you break the mold to get dancehall music played on the air.
Still doing it too.
And still doing it, yeah.
TeeJay, the new music you got coming out.
Yeah.
Tell me about
which we just heard.
We just heard it. I don't think
Fire.
we were supposed to hear it, but he had it on his phone and he played it. Tell me about what people can expect from this new music, the sound they can expect.
I think is different. I think is I'm trying to show people a different side of me, Yeah, I'm trying to show people a next side of me. I'm trying to show people that I have what it takes to be the next Shaggy or the next Sean Paul in dancehall,
What makes you feel that right now? You just the last album to this album. What's the transition? What's the difference?
Pardon?
the difference between the last album and this one? The new one
Well, this
coming?
is the first album.
This is the first one.
This is
Okay,
first.
it's the first one?
Yeah,
This is the first
he's never
First
done.
one,
This is
yeah.
the first album.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
But you've been making
always-
music
Oh, you've
for
been
a
doing a
long
lot.
time.
Yeah, man,
long
it's
time.
always singles.
A lot of singles.
Always singles.
A lot of singles.
So
The
now,
first full projects. This wow.
Full body of work.
so with this body of work right here, how is the music elevating since being with Shaggy, who's he's a seasoned guy? So I know you're doing music on your own at one time. Now when
Well-
you get somebody who
I think being around Shaggy teach me about choice of words. Yeah, the choices of words he use in the music, so everybody, a variety of people can understand what you're saying. Yeah, because not everybody understand what we Jamaicans are saying, So when you're there around Shaggy, you learn to sing music that people can understand it. You don't have to bust your brain, like gal them time. Everybody can sing at the gal them time, at the gal them time. So you learn, you don't have to really do it hard. Just try and do it smart.
You seem to have you're the voice of the people.
Yeah.
You seem to have a lot to say for the people.
Not
from the
really, not
struggle.
really leave that to Bounty Killer, but I mean,
But then you are for his generation, yeah. But you're a voice
for your generation.
For your generation,
Yeah, I
you seem to be
understand,
the
man.
voice of the people, man.
not really, just like to talk things how it is.
But you talk real stuff.
Yeah,
It's
real
the
stuff.
real people are afraid to speak realness on record sometimes and talk about emotions and talk about what they go through. You talk about the real life. That's
Yeah,
what's good about you.
I think it have a lot, and based on how we grow too. I'm a youth who basically drop out of school from like age 14, and we've been in the street, so it's like I learn a lot of things from the street, and bearing own responsibility from an earlier age, like maybe age 16. You find out that we have responsibility now. So even though I'm a child, it's like I'm a man also, Yeah, so we learn the hard way before. It's like free handout or free stuff is not my type of stuff. I'm always the type of person who go for what I want, Yeah, so maybe that's the difference between me and...
Was it hard getting away from the streets?
No, I'm still in the street, but not like one time.
Not as deep.
No,
as
not
you
as
were.
deep. I'm a family man, so you find out most of the time I'm with my kids, or in the studio.
How old are your kids?
Well, the eldest one is 11 right now. 11 right now.
You have a lot to prove for them.
Yeah, and I'm just 27, so
Oh,
Yeah, man, I bought from early.
early, from early.
Man, I bought from early, brother.
But you know what? Like you said,
Just so you know, the man is a true Jamaican. All right.
but
Just 27.
with you going through that stuff with your music, I mean, trust me, it's somebody else out there who start from early just like you.
Real talk.
So it's somebody who hear that and say, you know what, I can understand that.
Yeah, you can relate.
Woman on the woman's side too.
True. And because I always want something in life, always trying to be somebody in life, that keep me up, keep me going. And remember, yo, bro, come on, you have 6 kids, bro. You can't feel right now. Can't fall off right now. Focus,
So when you dropped out of school, was music the
music
focus
was
then?
the only road. Music was the only road. I always want to be an artist from the age of 6. So it's not even like drop out of school. It's like bearing a responsibility. Mommy didn't really have it like that, and I just feel like it's time wasting. Not really.
Did the people around you know that you had a talent?
Yeah, everybody,
And
everyone.
pushed you?
Mommy, brother, family, everybody always support my thing. Always believe in what I'm doing.
Shaggy,
Always
what did you see with him
encourage
when you first met TeeJay?
I met him through our mutual friend Sharon Burke.
Yeah,
of
Sharon.
course. And one thing what I know with Sharon over the years, Sharon has brought me many, many people that she supported, and I just automatically support them because she's just my friend. And if she's doing something, from Tessa and Chin, Adrian Sasko, all of them, And the thing I like with him, one is his humility, and two, out of everybody that she has brought to me, he's the only one that I see that is willing to work. Like, he's not lazy. Like a lot of these other people that she has brought to me that I've helped her with, and some of them I've gotten to hit records with, but they're not willing to do the legwork that it takes. It looks really great until they're here starting to do it physically, and then they get frustrated and be like, yo, I ain't with this. And I haven't gotten that from him at all. I like his work ethic. If you had somebody ask me earlier, what is it that I would that I look for in an artist, and I say work ethic. That's it. I don't even care how talented you are. For him, it's the best of both worlds because he's also super talented. He's actually one of the best out of Jamaica that I've heard, just with his style and the ranges that he have. And the great thing about him, he knows music because he's an engineer and he's also a producer. You know what I mean? So he knows music and he picks up on arrangements and stuff like that. Just like he just explained to me, it was the first time I'm hearing him say that, where it says, it's slowing down those choruses and making it, like I said, a Galdem time, making it simple and English-wise. And funny enough, it's when I'm listening to his stuff, that's some of the things that I say, because he's got these really fast cadences that he does on a lot of these. And I'm like, I'm Jamaican, so I understand it. It's going to be hard for somebody else to understand.
Everyone is going to understand it.
And then what I always did, I remember the first time I'm talking to Dave Kelly, when we were writing, which is one of the greatest producers in dancehall, and I told Dave, I said, hey, I write the Queen's English just in dancehall melody, in patois melodies. And he's like, what are you talking? I said, you've been doing it, you just haven't noticed. And he had a song that he wrote for Buju Banton called I have never seen a girl look so pretty and so
Big
clear
tune.
with some pretty red roses in my ear to having the whole of the ultimate goal. One bugger. I'm like, that's the Queen's English you're saying. And he was like, yeah. But the melodies were dancehall flows. But the lyrical content was the Queen's English, which we were taught. So I'll do it. Life is one big party when you're still young, but who's gonna have your back when it's all done? It's just the accent, but it's clear English that you could understand.
Real time.
So there's ways to do it and flip it just to make it big known. And once you master that, you'll master how to bridge that crossover with that dancehall. You know what I mean? And make it work. You know what I mean? So and it was needed back then. Now it's even better because you could go a little bit more raw now, because people are more hip to the lingua of dancehall and reggae. You know what I mean? Of the Jamaican dialect. They're a little bit more connected to it now. Back then when we were doing it, they weren't connected to it at all.
You lost.
Yeah, to be totally lost.
Right now they're connected to all type foreign languages. You have Latin music that's number one out here.
Number one.
Nobody knows what they're saying.
Nobody wants, and same in Afrobeat. Well, that's English, but you know what I mean. But there's slangs in the African slangs on some of these records that you don't know, but they just sound great. So it's a different time. Back in them days, if you had a record like that, it would never be played on air. Never. Not even have a chance of being programmed. And dancehall was in that place, but I had found a way to bridge it. You know what I mean? And so it's a better time for somebody like TeeJay right now.
To come up and do it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
TeeJay, this is more than just making songs. This is about on stage performing. You seem kind of quiet, but I've seen you on stage.
Yeah, this is about leaving a name and a legacy. You know, this is about everything you work for. You get me?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Your stage performance, active. I've seen you on stage. You're quiet right now, but when the lights come on, I think you turn into somebody else.
All right, reason for being quiet right now is like, all right, this is music. I only know what to sing. Like growing up in Jamaica, they told me before, just sing. So whenever I'm out here, I just always want to learn something. You know, I always try to sit and observe and listen so I can learn something new, you know?
What are you learning from this trip?
Well, patience. Nothing beat patience, you know? Yeah, you have to understand that and know that. Listen, right now, you're in this room, but trust me, you have a lot to learn from even Shaggy, even how Shaggy deal with the interviews, even how you curse with people, everything, you know? I just try to observe everything, so when it's my time, I know how to handle the situation.
You don't hear that often, Shaggy. You don't hear people. Hear people, willing to say that I want to learn.
Yeah, and I argue with him because I want him to be more vocal on a lot of it. But then he looks at me and says, "I can't learn it by just being vocal. I want to watch you first and then do it." And he always says that, you know what I mean? And just get it. You know, it's like, yo, you master it. I want to go in there and see how it is, so I could actually make it move. You know what I mean? So I can't argue with that on it. You know, I feel bad sometimes because I'm going in and me, I'm selling something. I'm selling whatever we got. I'm selling this record. I'm selling the brand. I'm selling brand Jamaica. I'm coming in there. If you're an interviewer, I'm not counting on you asking me the right questions. I'm leading you to the right questions. Exactly. Do it. You know what I'm saying? That is just how I am. You know what I mean? I can't guarantee that you're going to talk about Hot Summer Night, but I'm going to bring it up.
You'll bring it up. Yeah. Coming to town. Coming to Hartford. Yeah. June 17th.
I'm going to have a segue to get to that. You know what I mean? So I already have it in my mind. What is it? Why I'm here, what I want to promote. and how I'm going to promote it, and I'm going to have the conversation to where it's exciting and it's fun. There's just laughing and joke, but there's got to be a segue to get to Hot Summer Nights. There's got to be a segue to get to gal them time.
He just got to it. He just got to it.
We're going to have some fun, but we're going to get done what I need to get done.
We're going to get some work done.
TeeJay, it seems like you're thinking. You seem like you're thinking of the next step. So you're paying attention to what everybody's saying, what you're thinking about. In my mind, you could be thinking of a lyric to another song or something just from the conversation. To me, you're picking it, you're absorbing information every second of the day. I'm watching you. I watch you all day, and you watch everyone.
Now, do stuff like this, like what you're watching, do any of it turns into a song?
Sometime, most of the time, like I heard Buck ask me about performance before. Most of the time, I'm always observing things, so whenever it's my time, I just want you to hear my voice, yo, we get the voice from, like, the youth are bad, like, in bad, like, that's just everything. That's just all I want to do is just sing, Like, most dancehall artists care about them shoes, care about how them come out, care about how them dress. No, I just want Buck to hear my voice, and I just want Buck to play my song and say, yo, this youth, he has talent, Yeah, man.
That's crazy. So now, him being young, Shaggy, and you said what made you want to work with him is because he wanted to work.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, I would have done a record with him anyway because Sharon Burke said so.
Okay.
I mean, we all know Sharon. So Sharon said, yo, this is what I want. I'm going to make it happen. That's just me.
So him working was the extra.
But in going the extra mile, like, okay, I'll do the record and whatnot, but for me to take my time out and come on a promo tour and driving a bus, to Boston and here and back, that person is worth it. Because I seen that, okay, he's going to be out here. He's been waiting at an airport for the last 2 days trying to get on a flight because it's Carnival, and they keep pushing the flight back and canceling the flight on him until he finally made his way here. I mean, that within itself, I know a lot of artists would have been fed up already and be like, yo, I ain't doing this, I'm going home. And he stayed in the airport for the 2 nights, sit down there and waited to come and do this, and do promo, which he's not getting paid for. He's just coming in. His payment is him coming here, learning and doing this.
Can't go home, Buck.
Yeah.
And you got a lot of artists.
No, I'm gonna be like, no, you're mad. Shaggy's in New York right now. I have to be in New York.
There's a lot of artists, newer artists, who, like you said, they wouldn't, because you already have a little flame with you where people want to see you. You have these newer artists who won't do this because they're not getting paid, or because it's nothing. Well, now I'm not gonna say nothing in it for them, but they want that instant success, instant gratification.
This is promotion, and this is going to pay.
And promotion is something these younger artists don't really know.
What he's accomplished already in his career is enough to say, hey, I ain't got to do it, based on how the rest of them operate. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. The fact that he's looking at the next level of things, is a different mentality. Because most of them, any artist out of Jamaica that's at the stage where he is right now, they'd be like, I ain't doing this shit. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I could buy a car. I could do this. I could, whatever it is. But
but I'm not gonna tell myself that. I'm gonna tell myself, yo, trust me, more I'm busting up.
Yo, I get the next level.
Yeah, I need that #1 song right now. That's what I tell myself.
Man, I hope you realize the importance of what you're doing. That little island you come from, Jamaica. I tell Shaggy and the guys all the time. This little one island influenced the whole world.
A lot of impact on
musically.
People,
It changed the world musically, and sometimes it doesn't get the respect that it deserves.
Right.
Because it's done so much.
True.
Right. Now you're going to be part of that. You earn the respect. Make people respect where you come from. Make the people respect Jamaica.
What's so funny is that Tuma Basa.
Tuma, yeah.
Tuma is he's the head of black content at YouTube. And him and I had a conversation. I said, when you look at it per capita for reggae, for Jamaica, an island for a little over 3 million people, and the impact that it has had on global culture. You think about all the famous people and all the things that it has done and how it has shaped culture on a global scale. I say when you think of Africa, one country in Africa is 150 million people. And up until recently, there's not a lot of famous Africans that I could have named compared to what Jamaica would have been.
Real
Well,
talk.
and he broke it down to me and says, well, because we were disenfranchised in so many ways, because, you know, where Jamaica is, you know, it's a colony for the British. They could go back and forth. A lot of the Africans couldn't do that. You know what I mean? And he broke it down to me, and I was going back and forth with him over it. You know, and he made it really, really clear for me. So, you know, when you think about Afrobeat and what it's been doing, it's been a long time coming. You know what I mean, to get it to where it is. But you really, like you said, a lot of it has not been given to Jamaica because of how all the impact that it has had over the years on a global scale. And it really didn't, a lot of it was raped in a sense, because a lot of people came there to build companies from it. They built their successes from it. You know, Island Records was built out of the culture of Jamaica.
Affected dancehall, because
That's why I say you took the dance out of dancehall.
yeah. But they do that to all genres of music too. That's just a thing. They just take
but
the phones.
it's the evolution. It's changing. I can't be against it, because I might can't connect with a lot of it, but I'm just old. And that's just bottom line. You know, when your parents was listening to you doing the music you was doing, it was like, what the kind of garbage is that you're listening to? This ain't no Marvin Gaye.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's the evolution of it. You know what I mean? I try to keep my finger on the pulse, and I stay connected with young people like TeeJay, who these guys have the sauce. You know what I mean? All I'm doing is giving them structure to the sauce that they're naturally bringing. I ain't doing, I can't look at you and be like, I'm doing this. I can't. I don't know how to. You know what I'm saying? I just have an ear. And I would like, just like how he could play that record a little while ago, we all
reacted.
We all reacted and spot that's a special record just by us hearing it. I could spot it, but I can't finesse it. You know, he's got to do that, because I'm not from that era. I'm not from that era to finesse it. He's got to finesse it. You know what I mean? I'm just going to give him the guidelines, because it's a craft. Songwriting is a craft. You know what I mean? There's you count your bars. You know what I mean? It's 16 bars in the most. You're gonna go 12 like or you go get 8.
It's supposed to be like
you
that.
You get 8 bars now.
Yeah. You know? So, you know what I mean? There's it's a strategy to it, but you know, he's the guy with the sauce, because it's just a different era. So I can't tell you what it needs, but I could tell you what I do think it needs. If anything, it needs hard workers.
Hard.
Yeah.
Smart.
You need hard and smart worker. And he said something the other day. He says, hey, I'm not just going to just work. I'm going to work smarter. And this generation is about working smarter, because they have the devices and the privileges to work smarter.
TeeJay, do you have what it takes? Are you the guy?
Yeah, man. I'm going to cheat this game. Trust me.
He said, just give me a minute.
TeeJay, what did you listen to? What artist did you listen to? Like, he told me about you. Tell me about the artist that you listened to growing up.
No, we listen to every artist growing up in Montego Bay. Like Jackie or Barry Salmon, Tupac, you know, Montego Bay, West Side, a lot of Tupac, you know.
A lot of Tupac.
Yeah, a lot of Tupac.
Wow.
Montego Bay, Jamaica. Jamaica, Montego Bay.
Montego Bay seemed to be the new hotspot in Jamaica.
It is
people just tie kerchief around them in West Side for life, you know, up to now.
I didn't know that, you know.
Up to now.
I actually thought because
Jackie or
because
Barry Salmon.
because Biggie was Jamaican.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing Biggie coming at Sting for the first time. And I remember when he just did that line, right? Who the fuck is this? Paging me, you find the whole was just singing it, you know? So I would figure that Biggie would be more of an impact than Pac. But he's telling me something different. That
Pac have more impact.
Yeah.
Now,
that's probably Montego Bay, because in Kingston there was a lot of Biggie.
I was just about to say, Kingston, whenever you hear Jamaica, you hear Kingston. But lately you've been hearing artists busting from Montego Bay.
Yeah. A lot of great artists from there now. You know? Tommy from there, right? Tommy Lee from there. There's a lot of
Tommy Lee.
Yeah.
That's the name I was trying to tell you. Tommy Lee.
A lot of artists out of there. A lot of artists out of there.
Yeah. Wow. Well, it's been good.
Uh-oh.
Been good.
Yeah, man.
Can I hear something?
Uh-oh.
Come on the spot.
This is the part, TeeJay. This is what you're born for, though.
Let's go,
West
TeeJay.
Indians born for this.
Move out of me, we let in the girl them.
freestyle my way for them. The TeeJay Reels freestyle.
The remix.
Tell them your body is a stress them. Tell her they get a bad friend. Hot girl like you said trend. And a boy can't live like you left them.
Who leave the woman I'm calling, balling, it's appalling. Lovers, you hush me darling. Your coconut cupid here to answer to your call. Come on, girl, these loving arms you'll be falling. I'm the man allowed to rattle your brain. Drive you insane, leave your silk sheet stain. And soon as you came, forget your man last name. It's all the same, I'm here to ignite your flame. You feeling kinda kinky, just call me up. If you're kinda feeling freaky deaky, just call me up. Dial 1-800 Mr. Lover, I'll be up under your cover. It's me, your lovable coconut.
Shaggy has the style. Every girl must be happy with the friend of mile. Looking like why me make big woman pile. Get me first you from me was a little child. Me be money to the size of the garden.
Time, how the girl them time.
Move out of me we let in the garden.
The girl them time, how the girl them time.
And money we get spent let in the garden.
The girl them time, how the girl them time.
TeeJay.
Move out of me we let in the garden.
The girl them time.
Hot
Hot
93.7.
summer nights. He's coming to Hartford. Hot summer nights. I plugged it for you, Shaggy. Hot summer nights.
Hot summer night, Shaggy TLC. You know what I mean? En Vogue, Sean Kingston. Yeah.
Brah. I think I got TeeJay coming to town too soon. We're gonna get him down here in Hartford.
That's
We're gonna
be
work
crazy.
on that.
You know what?
Yeah.
I've been testing the temperature on that, asking people about it. That's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
So TeeJay, Hartford already loves you, by the way. So
Yeah, man.
when you
Connect
come here to
people.
perform,
My place.
just know it's going to be mad.
I gotta stop him.
Go ahead, let him go, let him go.
Broke out, and I broke out. Tell the girl them fi wine, tell the girl them fi wine. So fi broke out. And the girl